What's up, guys? Welcome to Gamer Nation this week, where you may have remembered us talking about the PS4, but now it's time to get into detail about the Xbox 720. And here with us from the Escapist News Network is Andrea Renee!
Hey.
Formerly of
Thanks.
Clever Games.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes, we all used to work together on Clever Games.
So now you're over
Back
with
in the
the
good old days.
Escapist now, doing news every day, video game news?
That's correct. I have a show. It's called Escapist News Now. It's daily gaming news, and it's on the Escapist Magazine's YouTube channel, which I'm sure they're putting on the screen right now, so you can subscribe.
So
Yay.
as
I'm just going to put bunnies on the screen. I'm going to edit this. All bunnies!
as a member of the Escapists, if we were to tie you up right now, you'd probably be able to get out no problem, right?
Correct.
Because it's called this.
Indeed.
Terrible joke.
Yeah.
I used
Move
to-
along.
So moving on about the Xbox 720, man, this just will not get out of the news right now. You were telling me that they're actually going to be making an announcement at the end of May, it's looking like?
Yeah, well, originally they were going to be making the announcement at the end of April, and that has since been pushed now to the end of May, so it'll be right before, or right around the time that Judges Week happens for E3. So the last week of May is what it's looking like right now.
Interesting.
Sweet.
Now, well, the big thing about the 720 in the news right now is it being always on. So,
Boo.
Boo.
doesn't
Yeah.
seem like we're fans of that here. And what this
No.
means is you're just always constantly going to need to be connected to the internet. And I believe it was actually someone from Microsoft actually tweeted, just deal with it, when a fan actually said, hey, this might not be a good idea. Like,
Yeah, it
not
was
all of us
a-
have good internet.
A creative director from Microsoft Studios, his name was Adam Orth, he got into some Twitter drama, and he was going back and forth with a developer from BioWare, and they were
Oh,
kind
that's
of
what it was.
talking about this always-on requirement and how it's really unfair to people who live in areas that don't have really good internet connectivity. And he made a joke saying, well, why would I ever live there? Which is kind of an
Oh,
asshole
yeah.
thing to
Yeah.
say.
Did he get fired?
You know-
Yeah, I remember seeing that back and forth.
Yeah.
Did he get
I
fired for
don't-
that? Because he totally should.
I don't know if he got fired.
It's pretty
but
douchey, and I'm a
douchey.
douche. And if I say it's douchey, it's pretty douchey.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
mean, there are
you
certain
a
things
douche.
that should have an always-on feature, like Joven's shirt. You don't ever want that coming up. But Xbox, any consoles, I feel like always-on just sucks
I
and
think
just
it's funny
makes
that it was someone from BioWare that had that conversation with him then, because they're with EA, and EA's had some issues with servers, and if anyone knows the experience about the problems with always being on, it would maybe be the guys from BioWare or anyone from EA. Or
Yeah.
really,
Especially what just happened with
the
SimCity.
SimCity
yeah.
debacle.
it's like you can't move that to consoles until it's perfected on at least PC first. How do you feel about this, Soinky?
I'm getting annoyed with next-gen consoles in general. Like, we're gonna be focusing on Connect and social things, and now this always-on thing, and I'm just gonna stick to my PC next-gen, I think. It's just starting to look like they're building features because they want to do it, not actually considering what gamers really want.
Yeah.
As for being always on it, it does have the benefits from their business end, but it is really annoying, and like there's internet connection in the middle of the country sucks. Like that's going to affect so many people.
Well, it's not just in the middle of the country. The requirement, supposedly in the notes, this just came out today from a noted Microsoft blogger who said that in the notes it says that if the connection drops for 3 minutes or more, that's when your Xbox will lose connectivity. 3 minutes isn't exactly a really long time, because with SimCity, people found out that you could actually play the game if you weren't connected to the internet, but I mean, 3 minutes? I mean, we live here in Los Angeles. Internet goes down for 3 minutes, you know, at
Yeah.
least a couple times a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not all over the country. I agree.
And with as much like competitive play and like multiplayer that's become more prominent in like video games, yeah, that if you have one small issue with your internet, you're doomed.
Yeah. Also, I feel like, especially a lot of households now have, you know, someone might be watching a movie in one room and playing a game in the other room. If I don't want to, you know, take up a bunch of bandwidth, I might want to play a game offline, especially if I'm playing BioShock or something. I'm like, there's no reason for me to be online for this. But you're telling me my console always has to be on and always slowing stuff down?
That's a fantastic
garbage.
point.
I won't buy it if it's always on.
Well,
Well,
the
and
other
high-speed internet is super expensive, too.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be definitely interesting to see. But that's not the only news that came out about Xbox 720. There was also a story today, or earlier this week, I should say, about how there's going to be two different models. There's going to be a standard model, which is going to be the more expensive one, which the price point is supposed to be around $500. And then there's going to be a subscription-based model, which is going to be cheaper, probably around $300. Now, what the subscription is, we don't really know yet. It could be like digital only. It could be like you pay Microsoft a fee every month. to get access to the content on the Xbox. I don't really know what this is, but I'm a little wary of it.
Sticking to my
Doesn't sound
PC.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, $500.
Stop it. Stop doing what you're doing, Microsoft.
So what
Yeah.
comes in the $500 one? You just don't have to pay a monthly fee?
I guess.
Well, she's guessing. Right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're all
No one
guessing
actually
right now.
knows.
So we
So-
won't know.
Speculating, if you will.
First of all, $500 for the next gen console. I guess that's normal. It's not as bad as what the PlayStation 3 was when that first came out at $600, but $500, that might even still be steep for the average consumer.
You know what I'm gonna do when the new consoles come out? I'm gonna spend $500 on a new graphics card for my computer, and then it'll be like I got a brand new system.
Yeah.
And then it'll be way better.
Right, but cost is just one factor, right? If you look at a lot of the big AAA games that are coming out, they come out on PC sometimes a month or more later than the console counterparts do.
Right.
And
If at
Xbox has some really amazing deals that they've negotiated to get exclusives, especially for DLC content to come out on Xbox first. And then sometimes that stuff doesn't even come out on PC at all.
Yeah. Well, here's what I'd say is that if more gamers start migrating to PCs, then those deals will evaporate eventually, and people will make the deals with whoever's
Well,
developing PC games.
look at PlayStation versus Xbox. How many more people are playing Xbox, but yet we still see some great exclusives on PlayStation.
Yeah.
True. I mean, I think what it comes down to is the industry needs to really vote with their dollars and in a big way. If we just talk about it and write about it in YouTube comments, nothing's ever really going to happen, right? We need to have like a movement where we tell the industry this is what
Viva
we
la
want.
gamers!
I'm starting
Yeah.
it right now. I'm not buying the Xbox if it's always on.
There you go.
The movement has started.
I will say
Hashtag don't f***ing buy it.
though,
Even if the Xbox isn't always on, if they're focusing most of their focus on getting Kinect features out, then I will also not buy the new Xbox.
Yeah.
it's
So-
also worth noting though that Sony has not said that they are not doing this. So it's very possible the PS4 could have an always-on requirement as well.
Okay, well, you guys have talked about what you don't want to see on the Xbox 720. Is there anything that'll actually be like the selling point for you that you would buy it if it was on there?
No.
There's nothing that's just universally
It's like nothing.
gonna make
I
it
was
better.
saying on a
Modding
PC.
capabilities.
Yeah,
Modding
there you go.
capability. Like that definitely should happen.
Things that, once again, things that already exist on
Things,
PC.
yeah, things we want.
All right, guys, now you've heard about all of our opinions here on the new Xbox 720. We can only wait for the official details coming up soon. But in the meantime, let's go to you guys from Tweets from the Fans. All right, guys, so here on Tweets from the Fans, how this works is you guys pay close attention to @Smosh Games on Twitter. We'll ask a question, you answer it, we put it here on the show. Pretty basic. Let's see what you guys said.
Let me
when we
ask you a
what
question,
you guys-
Joe and Cher. Isn't the name Tweets from the Fans pretty self-explanatory?
Pretty
Explain it every week.
self-explanatory. But I do,
There are tweets and
but
they come from fans.
Sometimes they don't know
Tweets
how
from the
to
fans.
find the tweets. Anyways, that's who we got up. IvyMac26 says 3D graphics and or maybe a gun that you can hold in your hands that you can shoot, reload, and do other things with. And I think by 3D graphics he actually means like 3D capability like the
What was the
PlayStation
question?
had.
The feature that would get you to buy it?
Yes, what
Okay.
you want to see in the Xbox
The
720.
Xbox 360 has 3D capabilities.
Yeah.
But it was very sparse with the games. So maybe
It actually was in more games than you think. They just didn't like really pimp it the way that Sony did because Sony sells 3D TVs.
that's true. They had a better marketing team for
Microsoft
that.
does not.
Smart. But as for gaming peripherals,
They have those.
yeah, they do. Lasercorn, would you want to see like some better guns that you can hold and shoot at the screen with?
I don't really play those type of games. I mean, I do when I'm in the arcade, but I have no desire really to play those at home.
Yeah.
It's an interesting idea. And I did see a cool video where that kind of combined those with a pair of 3D glasses that like tracked you, and so that when you looked around a corner and it was in development,
yeah.
and I don't know whatever happened to
It was
it.
like
Was that-
Oculus Rift type thing, right?
Yeah, Oculus Rift will be cool.
All right. Knife ZRUS says a button to instantly join a party. It sucks when I'm in a game and have to wait to talk to my friends. Which at first I was like, well, why don't you just pause the game? Oh wait, if you're playing multiplayer, it doesn't like pause.
can you-
Yeah, that would be really
Can you
cool.
read that one more time? He says the ability to instantly join a party?
A button to instantly join a party. It sucks when I'm in a game and have to wait to talk to my
but
friends.
one that seems hard to do. One button to instantly, like, how do you select
Okay,
what party
so
you want?
for example, if I'm playing
you get
Halo
an
4,
invite,
yeah,
just
and you're
to
like, hey,
accept.
Oh, I
Joven,
see
come to
what
my
you're saying.
party,
Okay.
and I can just click right into your party
Oh,
without having to
that's
pause.
yeah, that's kind of cool.
That'd be useful.
Is that a make
feel
or
like that's an
break,
in-game
make me buy
feature.
it feature? No, that's a cool little feature to add, but it won't make me buy it.
Yeah, it would be a step forward in a system that's not broken but can be improved on right now. What do you think, Andrew? Would you want to have something like that?
I think the feature right now it's like 2 clicks. It's not 1, it's like 2. So
Yeah.
I think that's I mean, if that's what they want, that's what they want. But I mean, we're talking about the difference between 0 seconds and like 20 seconds.
Yeah. Really, if you think about it, maybe we should rethink this, because if just a little screen popped up every time you were invited that said to join, press A, that would be the same thing pretty much. One button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
I think that's more of an in-game thing, like game specific. Like a developer could put that in their game. Like when someone requests you, you just hit X and it accepts it.
Still very important to see. Also, this next tweet actually came from a lot of fans, but we're gonna quote Bomber J16 on it. Not always online. Seems like the fans were really against having to stay connected the entire time.
Bomber J is with me. Bomber J, we're starting it. We're starting the resistance.
Microsoft, I
Viva
think
la resistance.
people
Viva la
spoken.
resistance!
I have yet to see somebody who thinks that this is a good idea besides Microsoft.
Yeah. Like when game developers are stepping up to the game and saying, yeah, no, this isn't a good idea, really should be taken into
I think they're having trouble seeing that it's a bad idea past their giant piles of money. They have to maybe scoot the giant piles.
Was like the big point just to like stop people from like downloading the game illegally or like cheating? Is that what it was?
Well, the idea
Always
is
on
that
DRM will annoy you.
yeah, it's like the idea is that you're online, and so it'll eventually eliminate the used game market, because if you're always online, it can connect to see if you actually legitimately purchased a game or if you didn't. And that's a whole nother debate. Like, are used games a good thing? Are they bad? Should we get rid of them? You know.
Sorry, they're both.
You're
preparing
missing.
their firearms.
You're missing.
I'm
some
listening
bugs.
to the point. Are you
Yeah.
are you listening to
I am
Andrew's
listening.
insight?
It sounds like they went into a meeting and they're like, how can we over people who don't have a lot of money on a system? Like, no used games. I don't think that's a good idea either.
No, it's certainly not. I mean, I think video games in general usually make a healthy profit.
Yeah, the system
I don't
works
understand
right
why
now.
it's a big
We
deal.
shouldn't let greed get in the way too much.
Indeed, I agree.
Yeah, and keep gaming prices where they are. Don't raise them with the next generation of gaming. Ugh. Laser Coin, you want to take us to our next segment?
Yes, our next segment
Is
is
Sophie
a
hiding because I got my gun ready?
Hiding because I'm
is a
gonna get
battle
caught in
that
the
doesn't
crossfire.
involve Nerf bullets. It's
No
a
Nerf
war
bullets.
of words, a battle of wits, and we call it PvP.
All right, on this week's PvP, we have Andrea and we have Lasercorn. The topic this week is, are all the features coming out about the new next-gen consoles enough to drive you away from the console and onto the PC if you're already a console gamer? Andrea will be saying nay, that is not going to happen. I will always stay on my console. And Lasercorn over here will be saying, yes, screw consoles, going to the PC all the way. We got our timer here. Hit the reset button. I think we'll start with our guest. Andrea, you have 30 seconds. Go.
So the first and most important reason why you should stay on your console and why you will stay on your console is because you love gaming from your couch. You love sitting in your pajamas, in those comfy cushions, with the controller in your hand, not moving, not having to deal with a big CPU tower, dragging it out to the living room. And there's only a handful of games that have controller support in the big picture mode in Steam anyway. So all of the games that you love to play, you're not going to be able to play with your friends from your couch on a PC. Not to mention all of the...
Andrea's very lazy, that's what I'm getting from this. She wants to sit on her couch and be lazy.
Yeah.
You are too, admit it.
And then we're going over to Lasercorn with his response. Go.
Really, that's your big defense is that I'm too lazy to get off the couch and go play on PC. All right, fair enough. No, I'll play your game. All right, how about you buy a $5 connector cable to connect your PC to a TV, and then you just play from your couch anyway. You could do it. It's easy. It can be done. Most computers can, and most games will support a controller plug-in. So you plug in a controller. It's like you're gaming from a console, only they're not trying to f*** you with their always-on f***ing nonsense and their bull and making you subscribe and all that other nonsense they're doing.
Stop. Lasercorn very, very upset.
No.
Always on feature.
Did not want that.
Raveling nonstop. And Andrea, your rebuttal, 15 seconds. Go.
There are not that many games that have controller support that are PC games. PC games come out far after console titles as far as AAA ones go. And not to mention, it's way, way, way more expensive. That's money you could have to buy more games.
All right, coming in with 2
Time to spare.
seconds
I'm gonna have
remaining.
to side with Andrew on this one. Like sitting at a controller.
No one cares what you think.
Oh, I got so inky in the crossfire.
That's why I was hiding before. Lasercorn, your rebuttal. Go.
They have programmable controllers where you can program in what keys you want. It could work with PC games. And then you've got the fact that, what was I going to say? Steambox. The Steambox is going to make it so that you could just carry it anywhere, and it's not even going to be a problem anymore. And they're just going to keep screwing you more and more if you allow them to do
We already
this.
said stop. That's gonna do
Yeah,
it.
but I got tongue-tied.
That's gonna do it for this week's Gamer Nation, guys. Let us know in the comments who you think won, Andrea, the lazy gamer, or
Yes.
Lasercorn, the angry
You
gamer.
love being lazy gamers. Well, that's why we're gamers, because we're lazy.
And that's gonna do it for Gamer Nation. No card for you.
I've
We'll see you
done the
next
card
time.
in like 2 weeks. Guys, subscribe to Escapist News Network.
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Now.
Thank you.
Later.